Season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Wolverines' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14.
season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Season underway as toe meets leather. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And he's going to try to return this one. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They think they can create space here with the run to the right. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
You want to end the play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield, making something happen.
Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. This crowd full of throats, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Looking for a man. It's Underwood. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And all defenses talk about it. Sacks, tackles for a loss, affecting the quarterback the best way you can. The first drive of the game, already getting home. Nice start for this defense.
The Wolverines will punt it away on 4th down. Looks as if they might have a little something going on that drive, but they'll have to kick it. Hauls it in, looking for space. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. From the shotgun. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. Doesn't matter what time of season it is, a top 10 win is a top 10 win, and you know the underdogs would love to make a statement.
No doubt about it. You've got a very low number beside your name. You're going to get everybody's best shot, and that's what this team is expecting from their opponent today. A lot of eyeballs watching this game, David, a lot of expectations on this team. Now it's time to see if they can deliver.
Yeah, and the all-season was so much more important when you know you're playing a highly ranked team to start the season. Attention to detail higher, excitement higher, a chance to go out and prove something very early in the season.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Wants to throw on 1st down. Under fire. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
Back to throw, it's Mack. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
How about this defense coming out the gates? First drive, getting to the quarterback. They wanted to affect the quarterback, make him feel uncomfortable. Already 2 sacks on this first drive.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
The offense gets pretty lucky there. 3rd down in your own end. You're throwing to try to get the first. That ball just a little bit late, and as a result, they're lucky that wasn't a pick 6.
Makes the catch up to 30. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Handoff from the gun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them, because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
And the Wolverines will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Miller with the ball. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Picks up the first down. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. A cornerstone of the Alabama program really throughout history has been be physical, establish a running game.
Yeah, great running backs. I mean, not only are you recruiting great players in the offensive line and skill and all over the place, but so many great backs that you can name off the top of your head that played at Alabama, that ran it with an edge, that ran it physical, that always represented that style. And you can see Alabama, they're always going to do this. They're going to establish the run.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Wide receiver going in motion. Touch pass on the right. It's a seam wide open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. The give to the tailback. And that's the end of the line on that run, and it's the end of the line for the first quarter. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Red pass, it's complete. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
These 3rd downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this 3rd down.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. He wants to change this route. Caught in the backfield. It's Bernard. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
And I like it. 3rd down and short, and this offense stays aggressive, and now they're set up. Forget the field goal. We're not looking for 3 now. Now set up in a 1st and goal, trying to get a touchdown.
On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to get it in. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular.
Shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They're going to run it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
Play number 10 on this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Back to throw, it's Mack. Into the end zone. And it's a touchdown. It is also a play in which there is a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Let's see what the offense dials up on 3rd and goal. He's looking downfield to throw. Wheels it in the end zone. Touchdown time.
And it's money time. It's 3rd and goal. You got the option. You can run the football, still be balanced, use the big fella, the tight end. I love it down here because he can act like he's blocking, slip out, and get open. And then he's got that big body. You just throw it to him, and he does the rest.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. His drive will open from the 15. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He's loose. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down. Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field paving the way for the running backs.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms, but the style, always the same. Line up, hit you right in the mouth. That's who Michigan is.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
And the pass falls harmlessly to the ground. We'll see if the laundry is as harmless. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. From the gun, the ground game. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very different.
The Wolverines want to move quickly. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
Listen, at this point, the end of the first half, you're trying to generate some points. First downs are the most important thing. So a really good job there converting on that 3rd. I love the decision by the quarterback. You kind of wonder, though, are they going to want to be a bit more aggressive and maybe start taking some more shots and attack?
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
Now, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
Sets up the screen. He gets it inside the 40, but he'll be stopped at the 39. Not wide enough to move the sticks, and it's 4th down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Maybe a tad out of field goal range and way too close to punt it. Kind of in no man's land, so they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Going up top again. Got a man, it's Marshall. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line, warp speed for second down. To throw, it's Underwood. Now he's going to break the pocket. Fires on the move. Pulls it in. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
Defense burns their third and final timeout of the half.
Quarterback just has to be more aware of the situation. First down, goal-to-go situation. You cannot take a sack. So the QB, if no one's open, you got to make sure you're throwing that ball out of the end zone, helping your offense out.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Now the play fake. He wants it all. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And this offense really struggled in the first half, but how about taking the last possession down the field, punching 6 on the board with a chance to tie this football game up. Low scoring, but nice job finishing this half with a touchdown.
Oh, and they blocked it. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Dropping back, it's Mack. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there. One more snap coming before juice boxes and orange slices. Looking downfield very late in the half. Snagged in the middle. It's big gainer there that'll look good in the stat column, but not quite enough to put any points on the board before time expires here in the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Wolverines will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Coming out with it, it's Hampton. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Going to the run to start this second half. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
How about the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Mack. Flips it out on the screen. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going now.
Got out of trouble and throws. Grab near the sticks. It's Bernard.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
They'll run it from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Going for the big play. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
That is such a great play by that defender. And how many times on deep balls do we see PI? Do we see pass interference? In situations just like that, that defender did an outstanding job.
Punt is on its way. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. Backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Makes a connection. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy can't remember drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that big scheme.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there.
And how nice is it to have the whole crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down onto Saban Field on 3rd down. Throws to the tight end. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Most defenses are lucky if you have one good covering corner. Fewer are lucky if you have 2. They've got 3 DBs, 3 corners that can play at the same time in their nickel package that they feel can go mano-a-mano with anyone in the country. And you saw it on that last play coming to.
Here comes that Alabama offense. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Dumps it to the back. Catch in the middle, it's Young.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
Man, and you see those sticks, and you're like, dude, 3rd and short, I just got to fall forward and get the first down, Palmer, but the defense comes up big and gets the stop.
So on offense, don't overthink this one. 4th and inches, just line up something easy you know you can execute in your sleep and go keep this drive going.
How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down?
Man, you feel pretty good about a quarterback sneak most of the time. Such a short yardage play. I just got to find a little crease and get through it. But this defense was more than ready for it. Built that wall up front. Nowhere to go. No push. Big stop by the D.
Completing a forward pass was much like solving the Rubik's Cube for Michigan a year ago. But now, Jesse, they have the nation's top recruit in Bryce Underwood, and the key is to develop him.
Yes, because he is the future for Michigan. There's no question about it. You just saw just 2 seasons ago, when you've got a quarterback who's dynamic, who's highly recruited and developed, a guy like J.J. McCarthy, the sky's the limit for Michigan. You can win national championships. That's the hope for the Wolverines moving forward.
Get it out on the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely faded their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to... sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Motion from the wideout. Trying play action. Looking to take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the 3rd quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that slot receiver, he may not be the biggest receiver in the world, but he is shifty, and he runs really good routes. You saw it on that play.
And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. He'll be brought down, but he was trying with everything he had to turn that disaster into a first down and came up a little short.
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, I'm going to get a turnover. Man, the offense fucks it.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Wants to go up top. Safe completion on the screen. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Oh, he didn't get big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He'll pull it down. Nice job there to limit the running room, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Good, right down the boulevard. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Penn State has the lead right now inside Beaver Stadium, but it hasn't come easy. They're in a tight one. They're up by a field goal over Nevada. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Downfield, it's Mack. Rushes on him. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the 4th quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Hale. Alabama will get the first down. That's the quintessential example of knowing exactly how far you have to get the ball to pick up the first.
And great job by the QB. Understand the situation, short yardage situation.
There he goes! And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. They weren't going to let him loose again after that big play. This time they knock him down behind the line.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. Back to pass, it's Mack. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. The kick is on its way. He'll call for the fair catch and make it at the 14, and they'll be backed up to start this drive. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Quick release on the RPO. Fighting off the defender. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
Caught over the middle. It's Klein.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Well, it's an unfortunate drop by the tight end there, and he's a guy they just have not been able to get him involved in this football game. We're here in the second half, and this guy still doesn't have a catch.
Pulls it and fires to the left.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. To the air, it's Underwood. Got it in the middle, it's Klein. We'll head to the 2-minute timeout. Tight ball game here, and this offense will try to milk the clock. The Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Gotta believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. The give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Looking to the big tight end. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Play of this drive comes from the 27. To the air on 1st down. Here's a throw downfield late. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And that's a good job by this defense. The 2-minute situations can be tough, especially communicating. And you know they want to push the ball down the field. But a lot of
and he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th.
Quarterback has got to know the situation better than that. In a 2-minute situation, down by 1 possession, you absolutely cannot take a sack.
Throws for the tight end. Got it in the middle, it's Edwards. It's a 1st down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Scanning the field, it's Mack. Pocket breaking down. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
And it's caught. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Timeout.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Immediately fires to the middle. Looks like Alabama will pick up the 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. Grabbed in the middle, it's Miller. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Catch in the middle. It's Hale. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And they've got the lead in the final minute.
Man, this game has been incredible to watch, and the offense comes through late in the game, takes the lead. What a clutch drive by this offense. Now, I'm looking at you, defense. We got the lead late in the game. I need you to go put this thing on ice and win it for me.
And the lead's now 4, so you go for 2, try to get it to 6 to at least make them have to kick the extra point if they're going to beat you. It's caught for the 2.
And no bones about it for this offense. 5 wide receivers, find the space, find the matchup. He identified it. Nice 2-point conversion play.
Fair catch, called for and made. And they'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Play action on 1st down. There's some pressure. Oh, dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And you absolutely expect those shots from this offense. And I love it. The defense was prepared. You got to know where the burners are. You know he can go. So you got to play that deep route. They play it great. Don't give up the big play. Stay deep and don't let anyone get behind you.
Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Passes in. The clock is down to 9.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with the W.
Man, you gotta love this defense. Being dialed in, being ready for the pass late in this football game when you needed to stop, playing tendencies, breaking on the football, 3 straight incompletions. Way to rise up by this defense.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that 1st down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a